Hey everybody, it's a cold day here in Colorado, first week of January, and what I'm going to do is put a set of studded snow tires on my fat tire e-bike. So stick around, we'll get these things mounted up and we'll take them out and see how they do in the snow and ice. What I'll be mounting up today are these studded tires by 45 North. This is called the Dillinger 4, and these tires come pre-studded. You can buy them without the studs as well, but I thought why not just buy them with. Got such a good price on them. The Kenda Crusade tires that I normally run on my fat tire e-bikes usually cost, sometimes you can find a sale on them, but they're usually in the area of $150 for a pair. These I was able to find for the same price on sale. I'll put a link to the eBay item in the description down below if you're interested in getting a set of these. But I figured pre-studded tires for $75 each was a pretty good deal. So these tires, they'll come to you in this bundle like this, and we'll look at the label here, but each tire has 240 studs on it. So that's a lot of studs. And let me get up close here. Each one is this little concave. I believe they are tungsten steel, if I remember right, reading about these, which means they're super hard metal studs that should wear really well. I'll need that here in Colorado because everything's so rocky. Even through the snow, I often get rocks poking up and all that. So I expect a certain amount of wear from these, but I really hope that I can get the better part of a riding season. That'd be about 4 months of snow riding out of these tires here. So this is a 26x4 tire. This particular TPI in bicycle tires refers to threads per inch. So the threads that make up these tires, they're 120 per inch. Run it on low pressure, it'll form nicely to the rocks and terrain and all that. So we got some sort of little graph here showing that it actually does help with acceleration, with braking, and with cornering. So I found that where I lose traction the most when biking in the snow is actually on braking and not on accelerating, not even so much on steering. It's if I tap the brakes, then the wheels go sliding off in a direction that I don't want. So I'm hoping that this will stop that. And by putting this arrow forward on top, it's reversed on the bottom, and these will hopefully act as sort of little scoops as you try to brake. The snow will be coming from this direction and pack in there, and I'm hoping that works the way that I'm thinking that it will. So these are my very worn Kenda Crusade tires. Not a whole lot of tread left on these guys. Definitely need a new set here. If I come over here to like what's on the nitro here, this is what the tread looks like when it's relatively new. Oh, speaking of this bike, I just outfitted this bike with rock shocks and air forks and all that. So I'll be doing a video on that before too long. Oh, I also have a new bike to unbox here, which will be coming up shortly. So subscribe and see what I got here in the box. So we're going to go ahead and pull the wheels off of the Ranger here and get these tires mounted up. Shouldn't be much to it. Probably only going to be running these for 4 months, something like that, and I don't have any issues with the tubes that are in these tires. I'm going to go ahead and reuse the tubes that are in them. They already have the flat out tire sealant in them, so they're good to go, and it just saves me a few bucks, and I don't have to mess with the tire goo at this point. So reusing the inner tubes, putting on the new tires. While I've got the tire off here, I'll answer the question for some people that have asked me if these are double-walled rims, and they are. They're if you see here, there's an inner wall, and then there is the outer wall that is what you see here. So good strong rims. They hold up really well. I've done some just beat the hell out of these wheels as far as that goes, and so far I haven't had any spokes loosen up, haven't had any cracks, no issues whatsoever. I still don't even have any nicks on these rims. They look pretty much like new. So another benefit of these big fat tires is that they stick out beyond the sides of the rim. So when you scrape next to a rock or something going down a trail, you're actually just scraping your tires and not the rims. So that's kind of nice. I'm going to throw this on the scale here while we've got it. This wheel feels really light to me for the size that it is. Let me see if I can get that to sit on there. And we are right at 4 pounds, 15 ounces. So it's essentially 5-pound wheel. But feels very, very light for as massive as it is. So it's kind of funny with these big fat tire bikes. You think that a lot of the weight's actually coming from the wheels, and it's not. They're relatively light. I'm still yet to figure out exactly where that 85 pounds comes from on these bikes. I know the battery weighs a bit. It's 10 pounds. Controllers a little bit. Motors obviously a little bit heavy because it's got a lot of copper windings in it and all that. But it's kind of a mystery to me so far as to how these things add up to be so damn heavy. But back to the wheels and get this new tire mounted on here. So while I've got my scale out and a couple of these tires available, we're going to weigh them. The Crusade here is weighing in at 4 pounds, 7 ounces. So 4 pounds, 7 ounces on the Kenda Crusade. And the Dillinger, even with the metal studs, I can feel that this weighs quite a bit less. And we're weighing in at 2 pounds, 14 ounces. So let's see, that's about 1.5 pounds saving per tire, and you're getting studs as well. So you're dropping the bike weight by about 3 pounds by doing the swap to these studded tires. It really takes just a couple of minutes to pull off your old tire and put on the new. Super quick. There's nothing difficult about this. I'm so used to wrestling with motorcycle tires and really having to pry them off and do all sorts of tricks to get them to loosen up. It's a real pleasure to work with bicycle tires again. Spin your tire and see if it looks straight right down the middle or if it's pulling off to the side. This one actually seated fine on the first time, so we're good there. And this is what it's going to look like with these studs. That's pretty awesome. A real aggressive tread there. So easy enough, no tricks to really get these on or off. They go on easily, come off easily. So I'm going to move to the back. A little more involved because with the back you've got to disconnect some wires, disconnect your motor, get around the derailleur and the chain and all of that, drop it out like a normal wheel once everything's disconnected. Few more steps, but nothing difficult. Anybody can do it. Just take your time. Here's a tip for when you're removing your rear wheel. Shift down to your highest gear, and that way your chain comes off and goes back on easier, and you also know which cog to put it on when you're remounting the wheel. Come over here to this side. You've got just a screw connector. Pull that apart. A zip tie down here holding things. And now you're ready to just loosen your axle and drop the wheel out. Here are the tires on the bike. They look really good. Lots of big, deep tread. All the 240 studs per tire. These Dillinger 4s went onto the rims really easily, and they centered themselves nicely on the rims. And I always find that that's a sign of a good quality tire versus some of the cheaper ones that you have to work back and forth and kind of center. So that's great. Those look really good. I'm really excited to have this on the front because that's where I find most of the washout is in the snow, is my front tire will start sliding to the side and then I run the risk of crashing. So this should really help. Next step is to get these out on the trail and see how they do. I'm going to do that first thing in the morning because today it is about 10 degrees Fahrenheit and we got about a 40-mile-an-hour wind. So the wind chill is way below zero today. So we're going to hold off until the morning. It's supposed to be a little bit nicer and we'll head out. Hey everybody. So I'm out to test out the new studded tires here. We are going to head up Corona Pass here, which is a really nice steady grade. Nobody's been on it since the last snow. So that's super cool. We're going to be pushing our way through this stuff and we'll see how the tires do. My battery life will be a little bit less than what it would normally be because of the cold, but I've got some good warm gear on, got my survival stuff with me, and I'm going to go ahead and put my thermal battery cover on the bike, get all my gear on, and we're going to head out. I don't know if you can see that, but wow, fishtailing all over the place. Need a little speed here
I can see drifts up ahead. Okay. Stay away from that edge. It's a little steep over there. Uh-oh, more drifts up ahead. So unfortunately this may be as high as I get today. It's you know, we're up almost to my knees on the snow here, and it was super fun coming up this section. Man, turned out to be a really nice afternoon. I hate to give up on it. Maybe I'll keep trying for a little bit, see if I can get to that next section of sun out there. Maybe I can push on past that. We'll see. The snow here really packed in, so it's pretty tough to push through. Oh, this is awful cool. So this is what we're heading up, and we've got several more miles like this. We'll see once we get around the corner. Maybe the trees stop the snow from packing in so tight on the trail. Once we're around that final corner up there, we get a little more in the way of tree cover. I'm finding out that if you stop at all, lose any forward momentum, it can be a bugger to get going again. Beautiful though. What a cool way to get out and get some exercise in the winter time. This is really fun. We're coming out onto an icy road that has been snowplowed, and for this kind of riding, this is what I expect these studs to be really excellent on. They'll dig into the ice and hard pack and really make you stick. So we'll find out here. I think so. I think we're going to be good on this stuff. This is pretty cool. Some of the old cabins up here from when they were building the tunnel through the mountains and all. Hello. Good, good. They seem to stick really nicely on that. When you get into the deeper snow, they don't seem to have a whole lot of effect, but they do have excellent tread, so it helps you out in that regard. But these kind of icy roads like this, they are sticking really nicely. No slipping at all. Let's test out the braking. That's the big thing. Go ahead and do an actual braking stop test here. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Very little slipping with the tires, even when braking. So that was my biggest complaint with riding in the snow, is that it made it really hard to slow down because you just touch the brakes and your tires go off in the wrong direction. So I'm pretty much braking as normal here, so that's really nice. Big improvement there. Super fun ride though, and I would give the studded tires here, the Dillinger 4s, a definite thumbs up. On normal kind of snow, bike path, plowed road kind of riding, they'll be excellent. These stuck beautifully out here doing a ride up and down this road. If you're thinking about buying a set of studded snow tires for commuting and just general riding around town in the winter, I highly recommend it. These things seem really awesome, and you don't have the slide out issues that you've got with non-studded. So I really like them. Thumbs up on these for sure. Hey, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.